Well, hello everyone. How are you today? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Fast and Fun Projects with Noreen. If we haven't met before, my name is Noreen Smith, Product Development Creative Manager at Creative Memories. And I am always thrilled to be here with you each and every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Time. That does it for the introductions. Let's see who's joining me today. Somebody's saying hello. Let's travel. That's Beverly. Yes, more travel scrapbooking. That's Marsu. Yes, we are going to travel today. We've got a jam-packed itinerary. We're going to be talking about travel layouts, making your travel scrapbooks easier, fast and fun. Of course, that's what we really want to focus on, is making things fast, easy, and fun. Hello, we've got our Facebook group joining in now. I'm seeing them. California, Charlottesville, Virginia, Colorado, Maine, Oregon, Texas, Florida, upstate New York. Everybody's joining in. Someone's saying, that's Lorena saying, finally catching you live. Yay. Well, I'm glad you are here. Welcome everybody. New Mexico. Yay. Hooray. I'm glad you're able to join us. Oh, this is great. It's always great to see lots of familiar names. Some that I know, some people that I know, some people that I've just seen their names. So welcome to everybody. Looks like we're having no connectivity problems. Everybody can see, everybody can hear, and we are good to go. So yeah, I mentioned at the very beginning there, just right after the intro, for those of you who are still joining us, we are going to play with travel products today. So exciting that our new Passport to Adventure travel collection has been launched just a couple of days ago, and it is replacing our Wanderlust travel collection, which is now been with us for a couple of years. And just so you're aware, it is considered a collection that we refresh every couple of years. So Passport to Adventure is now, I never want to say guaranteed, because you never know what happens with, supplies and that kind of stuff. But we're expecting to have Passport to Adventure around for the next couple of years. So we're going to be able to play with this for a while, which is great. Wanderlust is still available for those of you who loved Wanderlust and who, want to continue using that. It is still available. It's probably going to be, phasing out as supplies diminish, but that's just sort of our cadence now, right? Some of our basic collections like school, wedding, baby, travel, those are going to be in those kind of 2-year cycles. So just so you're aware of that, right? We have new products each and every month, and usually when those products are gone, they're gone. So these core kind of collections, along with this life, we're going to be reordering as needed, so that if we run out of something, next week, we'll be having it again available to you as soon as the reorders come in. So again, just something for you to be aware of. I love this new travel collection because I love the colors. I think it's going to be very, very versatile. And what I want to do today is kind of give you a brief overview. If you didn't see the overview video that's available on YouTube, I want to just show you the products and kind of talk about the themes and the ideas and the icons in it, what you can use it for. Then I want to make a page with you. I want to actually do a fast to fab layout and talk about how we can kind of customize fast fabs. Then we're going to talk about some of the other products that are available in conjunction with the Passport to Adventure collection. So I've got a couple of other things to show you. Okay, so that sounds good. Actually, it's funny because someone is saying, I think it's Ingrid, is saying she's working with Wanderlust right now. So a question: do Wanderlust and this new travel collection go well together? The palettes are different, but because they go with our core cardstock, you will be able to find cardstock that works with Wanderlust. So for example, the cranberry is a perfect example. Cranberry is not in the Passport to Adventure palette. It is in Wanderlust. you might find that some of the papers coordinate well if they're a neutral color, but no, they are not intended to work together. We're going to have lots of other things that work with Wanderlust, lots of other things that work with Passport to Adventure, but not necessarily together. So I hope that helps. All right, everybody, let me switch you over here as I'm looking through all of these fun comments that you're putting in. Let me switch you over and let me show you the Passport to Adventure collection so that you can see what I'm talking about. So, you know, at first glance, you can see that it is a little bit more neutral, and that the intention there is that it's going to go with so much more. You can see, I think, pretty clearly in the stickers, for example. We've got the palette of canary, avocado, dark sea green, navy, and black. So you can see all of those colors really clearly here. That's not to say that it won't go with beige, for example, or the island waters. You know, it'll pick up some of the lighter aqua colors. And you can probably work with baby blue and some of the other greens. You don't see any reds in this collection like we did with Wanderlust. But I'm going to talk about red a little bit later on, so hold your horses with that. But yeah, look at this gorgeous collection, and the theme really of this travel collection is the different types of transportation. So that's really evident in the beautiful layered borders. So we've got icons for traveling by sea, traveling by bus, by car, so on the road sort of thing. Then we've got icons for air travel and even our trains. So you can really get a sense of kind of that theme of travel and transportation in the layered borders. And the great thing about these layered borders is you get two of each. So we're going to be using these borders a little bit later on. Now, the Passport to Adventure Designer paper pack, again, features all of those colors. And again, you can see which cardstock colors goes right there. But look at the papers themselves. We've got some great generic types of travel icons. I love this one with the passport stamps. Then we've got kind of that arrivals and departures board. We've got a great map, not of any one place, but just that idea of a map. I love this page with all of the different tags. We're going to talk about tags a little bit later on here. And then we've got some little travel icon circles, and I'll try to get that up there. You can see that inside each of the circles, you've got planes, boats, trains. So again, all of those adventure sort of transportation. And then this last one has almost like a pinstripe. You can see again really closely, you've got kind of that stamped border edge. Kind of looks like tire tracks as well. We've got some little cars and planes. So great hero patterns in this pack, and then great tonal patterns on the back side. We've got the gold of the compass. We've got kind of the avocado arrows. We've got some waves with the teal stripes, geometric grays. So we've got kind of almost like a hexagon pattern and then a grid. So these are going to work really, really well for so many different types of pictures. And especially, I'm going to show you some that are of a city, but I think they're going to be working well with outdoor adventure type of pictures as well because of the greens and blues. So we already kind of looked really quick at the stickers. I love all of these borders. So you've got borders on the stickers, plus you've got the layered borders. So you've got lots of border ideas here. We're going to talk about one of the punches, which creates a border as well. And then we've got the map pack, always 4x6 cards, as well as the 4.5x6.5 cards. So great for decorative additions, great for journaling. And of course, the large ones are awesome. Just pop a little 4x6 photo on top there, and you can use it to mat your photo. All right. So I always get all of the products, and of course we're going to talk about, or I'm going to remind you about the Buy It All bundle in just a minute. And then the embellishments. Now I want to talk just a little bit extra about these embellishments because they've got some things in here that I want to make you aware of. First of all, we've got those great tags. I am a tag lover, and I love that we've got so many varieties of tags. And again, they are the same sort of style and color as many of the tags on the tag paper. So you could also do some fussy cutting and create more of these tags if you want. So you've got kind of paper tags and the already die cut tags. I love how it's kind of referencing the old style of, boarding passes and tickets. We've got great little, journal spots that already have some prompts for you, location, places to visit, activities, and then again, more tags and great ways to document your adventures. But you'll notice that I'm pulling out, as I'm going through that's a piece of cardstock. As I'm going through these, I'm pulling out some of these wonderful little stamps. Oh, there's some titles. Oh yeah, there's that kind of, remember paper boarding passes? Holy smokes, it seems like a lifetime ago. But I love that these were inspired by that kind of vintage travel tickets, luggage tags, all of that. But yeah, so here you see some of these little stamps. And the stamps are intended to work with the new postage stamp border punch. Okay, there's a couple more, and there's another couple of little stamps. So the postage stamp border punch, I can get that ready for you, will create it'll cut out a strip. So it's a chain style border punch, and it will cut out this great strip of postage stamp looking shapes. And then you've got a lot of different options here because of course you can fit these right into the spaces. Get some of those out of the way. You can fit these right into the spaces of your postage stamp border, but you can see that there's only a few. So we decided that you probably needed some more. And when you purchase the postage stamp punch, you'll get an extra package of 20 more of those little lovely little stamps. So again, lots of great icons there. Plus you've got the ones in your embellishment pack. And if and when you run out of those, of course, this punches out a stamp, two different stamp shapes. So you'll be able to punch them out of different papers and insert them back into the punch areas so that you kind of create these customized punches. So that's so much fun. Lots and lots of fun with the postage stamp border punch. And we have one other punch for you, and that is the new compass punch. And you can see that beautiful design. And we also have something that goes with that punch. You may have noticed these fun stickers here. They almost remind me of Jack's. But when you take the stickers off, they will fit perfectly inside the interior sort of design of the compass. So you can put them, right in the center of your punch shape, and you can kind of twist it and turn it in whichever way you like. So we've got you covered with some fun stamps for the postage stamp punch and some fun stickers to decorate up your compass. Now, we do have a couple more products, but these are the products that are included in the Buy It All bundle that I mentioned. So if you love all of these, you're going to definitely want to get all of those decorative products plus the two punches in the Buy It All bundle and save some money. Those are 10% off until February 9th. So it's usually the first 10 days after a launch. So those are the decorative products. And as I said, we're going to be looking at some of the other products here as we go along. So let me just kind of clear these out. I'm going to come back and do some more fun stuff with those borders. But let's take a look at the album and let's create a layout. Where am I going to put this? Okay, I'm going to put this over here. All right. So The Passport to Adventure 12 by 12 album is a beautiful, rich flint color. And you can see this gorgeous suitcase and globe design done in black, gold, and silver foil. Now, I have the Fast to Fab album, which means that it comes preloaded with the Fast to Fab pages. And I just want to remind you of a couple of things. We changed our Fast to Fab strategy last spring because some collections had Fast to Fabs, some didn't. So again, these kind of evergreen or longer lasting collections like travel, school, wedding, baby, those will have a dedicated Fast to Fab collection to go with them. But other collections like the spring and fall and summer and winter, they're going to have more of a color-based Fast to Fab that goes with them. But it's also designed to go with other collections. So in a few months when our spring collection comes out, I will show you that and we'll talk again about the differences between Fast to Fab collection specific pages and Fast to Fab color-based pages. But yeah, here's the Fast to Fab pages. And again, because this one came preloaded, it's got this fun stamp design on the interior cover instead of just the regular Spargo. So I love that. But, you know, hands down, if you've been traveling and you've got a bunch of photos to get into an album, I tell you, the Fast to Fabs are the way to go. Now, my family and I, we were in Montreal and Quebec City earlier in the fall, or I guess it's last fall now. So I think that I'm going to be using this to document that trip. And because we've been to Montreal a few times before in conjunction with some medical treatments my son was having, I think I'll probably put those pages in here too. But you can see that they're gorgeous. And of course they go with all of the colors from, let me grab the paper again, all of the colors from the Passport to Adventure papers. So you can certainly just use the spreads as is, or you can add any of the papers to them. So what I thought would be fun is to take some photos, as I mentioned, from these ones I think are from Quebec City, when my family and I were there last September. Of course, the alley with all of the umbrellas, the Chateau Frontenac, the little funicular that goes up the hill, the view from the Citadel. It's all just a beautiful, beautiful city to visit. So I've got some great photos of Quebec City and Old Quebec here. So I could take these and I could use the Fast to Fab pages just to create a page very, very quickly. So just looking at what I've got, you know, maybe I'm going to, I feel like I'm missing one. Are they sticking together? They're sticking together. That's what it was. So I could maybe just do something like this. I've got 4 landscape photos and I've got 2 portrait photos. So I could put those down right like that, come over and maybe pull out some of my tags, my embellishments. I know there was that fun one that said explore. Yeah. So, you know, something like that would be a great little title. And then I could take one of those lovely little tags. Let's see, maybe even one of these ones here, right? And I could just very quickly put that layout together. I don't have to do anything in terms of cutting. All I'm going to do is adhere my photos and either some stickers, right? I've got sticker titles here as well. Again, maybe sightseeing or what a view. Those would be great titles too. But I could just stick my photos down, add my embellishments, and I'm done. Do my little journaling. You know, today we went to Old Quebec City. The best part was when we saw the view from the Citadel, or whatever my journaling would be. So that is the fastest way. That is literally a 5-minute scrapbook page. You're going to have your photos ready. You're going to arrange them on the Fast to Fab pages. You are done. But if you're like me, you probably love playing with all of those gorgeous papers, right? And I can't resist maybe adding some of these papers to my layout. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe I want to add maybe a green, or maybe even that gold. That would be a really nice sort of addition here. Let's have a quick look. Theirs would be the teal would be nice. Yeah, I really like the idea of adding that gold in there. So I think maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to match or create a layer for these two photos here on the side. There's my son Sam and I, and my son Grayson and my husband. So I'm going to do a couple of cuts, really simple cuts, and create kind of a shape to go behind those. And remember when I said I'm kind of been inspired by these fun shapes in the embellishment pack. So I think I'm going to kind of create a long sort of mat with these rounded corners. So I've got a 4-inch by 6-inch photo. I just have I printed them with the borders. So I'm thinking maybe something like about 4.5, and then I want an extra little bit down here so that it looks like that boarding pass. So I'm going to go for 4.5 by 8. Let's try that. So I've got this compass paper, and I've got 4.5. Now this is a do as I say, not as I do, because I don't recommend putting I recommend putting your cutter flat, not on top of your album as you're working, but I'm trying to keep everything on camera here, so I'll do that really gently. So I like this idea of creating kind of a boarding pass look. So where is my corner rounder? Let's get out the corner rounder. Such a great basic tool. Have to empty that apparently. And then we could go ahead and just mount this photo on top of that gold compass paper. Okay, so this layer is going to be kind of a fun little layer, and I could just tuck it right in there, but I like the idea of kind of angling it. And then let's make another one for over at the side here. So again, 4.5. I'm just cutting it off camera here really quick. And I'm going to make it 8, so I'm taking off 4 inches. So again, another 4 by 8. Let's round these corners. And then we can put this together. All right, let's see how this looks. So let's get rid of this tab here. And we'll adhere this photo right like that. So now I've got a nice little bit of another color of paper. And I can just kind of overlap that, and I like how that is looking. So again, I could come in with any of my titles. I could do a little bit of journaling down here, but really just adding that one more color, that one more pattern has really kind of increased the interest of this layout. So I think I would come along here as well and maybe tuck some of these tags. Let's see, what have I got? Looking for all of our different tags that we've got here. Here's one that says travel moments. Here's a gold one that can tuck in there. Got lots of them. And don't forget, even if I kind of ran out of the physical tags, I've got that whole sheet of the other tags that I could do something with. Let's see, one more tag. Maybe let's go. Why don't we put let's go over here? Even though it's kind of covering up the globe. We've got kind of a little saying there, and we've got a little saying over here. So something like that. Now, that would be great too, because I've got the tag idea, and even the little shape of the piece of paper that I did, that kind of creates the tag look as well. So I'm liking that. I really like the way that those little layered tags work there. But now, maybe the next step, if I wanted to, add a little bit more interest and variety, is maybe I could add some of the borders. And we know that there are so many border options with this collection. So because we took a bus tour to Quebec City from Montreal, I could simply add the pair of my little bus layered borders. Holy smokes, what a difference. You would never guess that that is a Fast to Fab page. Basically 2 extra pieces of paper, the 2 borders, and then my tags. So I love the way that that looks. I've also got borders on my stickers. If I can find where I put my stickers. But yeah, we've got borders on the stickers as well. So I could choose one of those. So let's take the buses away. And of course, you could see that, something like that would look good with the trains too if we had taken the train. So just depends on what works. Now, I could do something like this very generic sort of arrows, kind of stylized arrows. That would look great. Maybe I could put the other one going in this direction. So that would look good. But I really like the tickets as well, because you have to buy tickets for so many of your travel destinations to go and see. And that would look great popped up with some foam squares right at the bottom here. And I love how that kind of pulls the gold from that extra piece of paper that I put in. So those would be great options as well. But I also have a border punch. So let me just push this up here. And I did have one border punch that was all set to go. So I'm just going to add that there. And then I want to show you how to use the border punch if you're not familiar with it. So all of these standalone border punches work the same. You're going to unlock it at the back, and that will release the lever. And I've got some black paper here, black cardstock. And I can put the cardstock in from the right-hand side or from the left-hand side. And depending on which side I put it in onto the base plate, I'm going to line up the edge with one of these 2 lines on the front of the punch. So this is the way I like to do it. I like to put my paper in from the left or from the right-hand side going to the left. And you can see that I've got that edge lined up with that little black mark on the front. So I'm going to use my right hand to hold the paper nice and steady against this little back lip. I'm going to use my left hand to punch straight down. Now I'm going to move my paper, and you can see that we've got some of the punched out areas. Now here's something I want you to just be aware of when you're punching. Can you see that little triangle right below the bottom of the space between the 2 stamps? That little triangle is the easiest way for you to line up your punch. So there's a little triangle printed right there on the base plate of the punch. So that's what you want to match up. Because if you start moving this along, you're going to have variety. Once you punch a couple of times, you're going to have a variety of intersections between the 2 postage stamps. But if you line up the little triangle, you'll always get it in the right place. So we move all the way to the triangle. Then we can punch, move all the way until the triangles match up. And we just continue along. I think this is the last one. And I just hold it with my left hand when I'm doing the last punch because most of it is on the edge here. Okay, so now you can see we've got that second punched border strip. We'll put it down there. And before I move all of my debris, this is what I was talking about. You're going to have each of the shapes, each of the sizes and shapes of stamps punched out. So you'll want to keep those so that, for example, if you punch out a contrasting border, postage stamp border, then you can use these little black ones to put back into the spaces if you like. I think it looks great like this. We could certainly leave it like that, but we have all of those little fun stamps. So maybe, where did I put them? Maybe I'll come along here and maybe I'll just add a few. Here's a good one for, sightseeing. And Where's another one? This one's a boat, so it doesn't necessarily go with my theme. Although right down here in the area at the bottom of the old town of Quebec, that's where the cruise ship docks. So if you had come into Quebec City on a boat, on a cruise ship, that would be perfect. But you could see how you could just add a few of these and it would really liven up your border. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, so you could really, customize your border using the punched border, postage stamp border punch. So I love that option. And again, you'd never know that this was a Fast to Fab page because now it has so much variety and interest. Okay, yeah, put sticker letters on the stamp cutouts for a title. That would be a great way to do it. So I could take all of my little punched stamps and put some of the letter stickers right on there. We still have the mini classy ABC 123s available in white and black. So those would fit just perfectly onto these little postage stamps. So that's a great idea. Thank you. I'm sorry I don't see who put that down, but it was a Facebook user that said that. So again, thanks oh no, that's Kayleen. Kayleen suggested that. So thanks, Kayleen, for that suggestion. That is a great idea. Okay, so we've got 3 different borders that we've tried now. We've got the layered borders, we've got the sticker borders, we've got the postage stamp borders. Let's try one other type of border. And sometimes this is a border that you might not sort of think about. So I'm going to take this same paper that I cut my kind of oversized boarding pass shape photo mats, and I'm going to punch some shapes out with it. And I'm going to punch the compass shape. And I'm going to arrange the compass shapes as a border. So you don't always need a border punch to create a really fun border. So you could do these, all the way along. This one is really interesting because it has this interior design here. So you could just do a few of them. And I'm flipping this around as I'm punching so that the little debris pieces don't end up inside. So, I could create a border that goes all the way along, or I could just go ahead and, make a few of each. Where did it go? There it is. A few each, or a few punches on each page. So I'm just using my little scraps from when I punched out my photo mats. So that would be a neat way to bring in the same color that I used as well as the same shape. And remember what I mentioned, the little stickers there will work right on. They're so delicate, you do want to be careful, but you can see that they will work beautifully to create a really stunning embellishment. Get that lined up. So there you go. So a really nice embellishment. You can customize a couple of them, use the various stickers there and customize that. So again, you could make those go all across, or you could just have them kind of spaced here, kind of offset those pictures. So that's another type of border that you could do. The sizes of the pictures with the gold paper, these are 4x6. And I think I saw somebody ask a question, where do you get your pictures printed with borders? I haven't sent my pictures out to be printed anywhere except Creative Memories for a long time now, but I did happen to print these at home on my Epson 400 Picture Mate. So I'm able to, kind of create a little photo collage like this with 2 vertical photos in a horizontal, kind of organized horizontal format. And then of course I can go ahead and print the rest of them with the borders. And I think it's worth investigating if any of your local printers, or if you have an at-home printer, it's worth figuring out how to do that, because again, it makes it so fast. Remember when we were just putting the pictures down on the pages, that looked like they were matted and ready to go. So And yeah, somebody else is saying that the stickers really add a lot to the little compass design. So, and I think you could probably, you know, play around and create some layers on your compasses as well, you know, with different colors, and kind of, you know, maybe take the insides out, uh, trim off the edges, that kind of thing. So you can really play around with this particular shape and create some real custom embellishments with that shape. So I really like the way that this looks, and I think, again, it just shows you that this Passport to Adventure will go with a lot of different things. You know, I don't really have a lot of that gold color in here, but it works really well. I've got natural colors and kind of neutral, you know, stone colors. I've got some reds, I've got some blues and greens in here, lots of blue sky. But you see how it all will work together when you repeat the colors of the embellishments and the papers. The size of the mat was 4.5 by 8. So that just leaves enough little space down here to journal. And again, you could have it more symmetrical if you wanted. I like a little bit of an angle just for a little bit of movement. So again, make sure you consider the Fast to Fabs, even if you don't think that, even if you haven't used them before, even if you don't, you know, quite know what you're going to do. If you've got a travel album to complete, Fast to Fab is going to be the way to go. I could, however, take the paper and create a very similar layout. So remember what we were talking about a couple weeks ago, using an idea or a layout that you like as a basis for another. So these borders, for example, are just shy of 2 inches, about 1 7/8. So you could do a 1.5 or 1 3/4 inch border across the bottom and top of a piece of designer paper or a piece of cardstock. You could even replicate this stamped edge with one of the decorative blades, right? We have the stamping blade right there. So you could definitely replicate some of the designs that you see in the Fast to Fab pages with paper. So again, look for inspiration to repeat some of the ideas that you like in other places. Okay? So that's what where I'm gonna kind of leave the layout, because I want to show you some other products and how I might use them with the Passport to Adventure collection. Don't forget about those fun enamels before I put these away. Oh, so cute. So again, I might just add a couple of little enamels here and there, finish my journaling, and that would be it. Okay, so I will probably adhere this just like this. I'm not sure which border I like best. So that's a good thing for you guys to vote on. Tell me which border idea you liked best. The layered borders with the bus, because we took the bus from Montreal to Quebec City, or one of the sticker borders, particularly the ticket sticker border, or the combination of postage stamp border punch with some of the fun little stamps, or the compass. So there's 4 different border choices: layered, sticker, postage stamp, compass. So you vote on those, and I will use that idea when I adhere all of my pieces down. Okay, let me just put this away off to the side here. And let's talk about some of the other products that launched the other day with the Passport to Adventure collection. All right. So one of the things that we try to do is we try to listen to what you guys want in terms of product suggestions. And last year, you might remember that we came out with 3 little kind of, not theme packs, we don't do the theme packs anymore, but they were like little mini collections of paper and stickers. And we did them for the Great Lakes area, Florida, New York City, and Washington, D.C. And the reason that we did those 4 last year was because those were the 4 most popular destinations when we did a survey of our advisors. And if you're not an advisor, of course, you didn't participate in the survey, but that's just another reason to think about joining the advisor community, because you actually get to have a bit of a say. We do ask your opinion for some of our product suggestions. So this year, the next three most popular destinations were Nashville, Tennessee, San Francisco, California, and Las Vegas. So what we did is we created some little mini snack packs, just enough to make a couple of layouts featuring some of the important sort of landmarks, some titles, and even like little city skylines of those three cities. So you can see that we've got the states, we've got, some titles to go along with the city. And then we've got some icons that will work really, really well. And so you might say, well, I wish you would have come out with an entire, collection. But again, when you look at this, you'll see, where did I put my paper? You'll see that it works really well with the Passport to Adventure colors, with the exception in this case that red is added. So if I was going to San Francisco, sorry, couldn't resist, and I had some great pictures, so I could pull out the compass paper from the Passport to Adventure paper pack, and you can see how that's going to pick up all of the gold colors here. I could also pick out the teal colors with the dark sea green by using this paper, or even by pulling the dark sea green cardstock. And then I could certainly accent it with some red cardstock. So you can see how by just adding that sheet of red cardstock, I'm going to be able to use other Passport to Adventure papers when I'm doing my San Francisco layouts. Okay, so that's how it kind of works with the Passport to Adventure papers. Let's have a look at Las Vegas. Same thing. Of course, we've got black. You might want to use the black shimmer, some platinum shimmer, Viva Las Vegas. And then we've got the teal again, the dark sea green color, lots of the gold, and then that little hint of the red. So you can see how those papers still go beautifully with Las Vegas. And then for Nashville, same thing, the red of the license plate, the dark sea green of the guitar, all of those will get pulled in with those same three papers. So you can see how you're going to be able to use Passport to Adventure papers along with these sort of little snack packs, as we call them, these little smaller sized packs of embellishments. The embellishments themselves aren't small, just the amount or the quantity is. But you know what? You're also going to be able to pull in other papers from other collections, because we do this great thing where we use our cardstock colors as the palette for our collections. So this would actually work beautifully with our wide open spaces for that Western theme, but you could pull out your totally tonals and have some of those papers work really, really well with these little mini collections, or snack packs again, as we call it. Okay, so again, even though you're looking and saying, well, I don't have any papers that go with it, you're going to have lots of papers to choose from the Passport to Adventure paper pack. So I hope you love those. I think they're absolutely great. And again, you can always create some of those custom embellishments, maybe with some of the little punches and things like that. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. The next thing I wanted to talk about is our simple pockets, Power Simple Pockets. Now, earlier this month, I feel like January's been going on forever. At the beginning of the month, we offered the new Power Simple Pockets, and I've got a piece of white cardstock in there so you can see. But they're kind of like a frosted clear. They're sealed on all three sides to make a pocket. They're not gusseted, but they have a little thumb notch for easy access to get things in. So we talked about these in our organizational tweaks, but now we have these fantastic printed simple power pockets. And we've got, again, I've got a piece of white cardstock in here so you can see the pattern a little bit more. But there's those same little dots that were on the papers, that adventure. There's the colored dots. And then here's a great one with the map. I love that for travel moments. And I want to talk about how I would use these simple power simple pockets, to help me with my travel albums. Okay, so I've got a piece of white cardstock here, so again, you could just see the design. But what I've done is I've gone ahead and filled up this Power Simple pocket with a bunch of stuff from our Yellowstone trip several years back. And I think these pockets are ideal for this. Now, if I had had one of these when we were traveling, I would have brought it with me and left it in the bottom of my suitcase, against the flat bottom of my suitcase. And I would have stuck all of this kind of, all of the little pamphlets and brochures. I'll talk about the photos in a minute. This fun bookmark, the ticket stubs and little trinkets that the boys got. The maps, right? We wanted to keep the map. It was well used, that's for sure. But, here's a great place to keep the maps and the park pass and, all of the little brochures that we collected. So I would have collected them right in this Power Simple Pocket. Sorry, I keep getting my words mixed up. Power Simple Pocket. It's the Power lineup of products. So Power Simple Pocket. And I would have just been able to collect those and keep them pristine and not get them ripped or anything. Then when I come back, I can go through them and sort of say, okay, well, I've got, these wildlife warnings. Here's the bison, the buffalo that came right past our car when we were waiting in the Yellowstone traffic jam. So I can, pull out my photos of, things like that happened. I've got a little piece of information about Roosevelt Lodge. So here's the photo when we were at Roosevelt Lodge and a photo of my boys. Look how little they were. This was 2015, so coming up 10 years ago. So, I can put those photos together. And then when we were at the Junior Ranger program. So here's them doing their Junior Ranger badges at the Junior Ranger station. So I can kind of go through my memorabilia, take my photos that I took on my trip and gather it all up, and I can keep it temporarily in my Power Simple pocket because I'm going to also put in some of my products that I want to use with these photos and memorabilia, like some of the Leave Nothing Behind. Look at, there's my bison right there, bison crossing. So that's going to be perfect, and I know it's going to be perfect, so I'm going to put it right in the pocket, and I'm going to keep all of this in here. Now, I said temporarily, not because it's not photo safe, because it is, but the idea that I want to kind of emphasize is that I'm going to take this with me to a crop or a retreat. I'm going to pull this out when I have just a short amount of time to scrapbook. I'm going to use this like a little DIY page kit. I've taken the time to gather my memorabilia, to put my photos and my products in there. Now it's ready to go. I know where everything is, and when I have some time, I can pull this out and get those Yellowstone pages done. Okay? So I love that idea for these simple pockets, these Power Simple pockets. And again, you might want to purchase the clear ones so that you can use them for any purpose, or you might want to grab the travel ones, Passport to Adventure ones, so that you can, use them specifically for your travel albums. And yes, thanks CM for doing a Sydney collection. We talked about that as well. And actually, if I had not scrapbooked my trip to Australia, I would have pulled that one out to use as an example, because that's a beautiful collection. And you're going to see that it has colors that goes with the Passport to Adventure as well, especially that beautiful dark sea green. So again, works together. Everything works together because we're referencing our coordinating cardstock. So the yellows, you know, I remember years ago we used to have a variety of yellows, and though they were fun and exciting, but sometimes they never matched the cardstock. So now you can be more confident that your cardstock colors, even if it's a little bit darker or a little bit lighter, tints and shades of the same color, it's going to work with the canary cardstock. Okay? All right, so there we go. That's a little bit about that. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, you asked for it, you got it. We've brought back the brochure pockets. Now, last February, we had an adhesive buffet, and we offered these brochure pockets as part of that buffet, and they sold out super fast. So we wanted to bring them back, and we thought a great time to do that was with the travel collection. We also made a little bit of a change. You can see that we still have the 12-inch wide pocket that will span an entire page, and we still have the 6-inch wide pocket, which is half of a page, but we've increased the depth on this one. So in the brochure variety pack number 1, they were 12 inches by 4, so they were about an inch shorter. So we heard from you that sometimes that, you know, would kind of, if you put too many things in it, it would make it pull forward off your page. So we increased the depth just so that you have a little bit more security. Okay. Somebody's saying I would also put my daily journaling pages in that folder. Yes, what a great idea. If you take little notes at the end of your day, that would be a great place to store those, put them all in together so that you can, again, reference it when you are having, when you're coming back to do your layout. So thank you for that suggestion, Barbara. Really appreciate it. Okay, so I just want to talk really quick about, again, how I might use these pockets. So I've got those pictures I was showing you of the boys doing their Junior Ranger badge. I'll pull out the rest of the paper too here. This was as I mentioned, Leave Nothing Behind. So I pulled out a couple that I thought would work really well. Maybe I'll just use this kind of green paper just to kind of show you. Oh, it looks like I already created maybe a border from that one. But yeah, I would want to include this in my layout, but it's got printing on both sides. So the brochure pocket is ideal for something like that. All you need to do is pull it off the backing piece, and this whole entire back is covered with adhesive. So it will stick the entire pocket to your page. Now, a lot of people have already had questions about this in terms of, do you put it on your page? Do you put it on the page protector? I typically use the top loading pocket pages. So in this case, I would probably go ahead and put the brochure pocket right on the page, because I'm going to be able to reach down. Let's put this in here. Let's use this full-size sheet just so I'm going to put it right on my page. And then I'm going to slip my brochure inside. Okay, and I've got lots of room there for other photos, and of course there probably would be a little, companion page. But I do want to point out that if you put it on your page, you can overlap your photos. You can actually adhere your photos on top of these. So I could kind of keep my pocket there, and I could for sure attach or adhere my photo right on top of that. But now when I put my page inside my top loading pocket page, right, it's held in place, but I can always just reach down inside to lift it up, take it out, and then I can easily slide it back. Not so easily when you're trying to do it on camera, but you can see how it would easily go back into the same place on your layout. So if you use the top loading pocket pages in your scrapbook albums, then you could definitely put the brochure pocket right on your scrapbook page. If, however, you use your page protectors, of course, I don't have one handy, I would put it on the outside because, of course, your page protectors go on sideways. So even, we'll just imagine that this is a page protector. So it's going on sideways. If it was at the edge, I could reach in and kind of pull it out sideways. But it would be a lot easier if my brochure pocket was on the outside of a page protector. And then that way I can just lift up whatever I need. Now, I think for security, I would put the 12-inch wide by 5 inches deep or tall. I think for security, I would put that inside the page protector. And if I wanted to, for example, in my family's Christmas albums, I often will have, the cards that our family has received. Let me grab a couple more. So I can put them all in here, right? And then I would put it inside my page protector or inside my pocket page, just so it was really well protected and I could always take it out. I could take the page protector off, or I could reach inside the pocket page to pull out the cards. But if I had this many cards on the outside of my page protector, depending on how many you have, you might find that it would pull and open a little bit. So I think I would put the smaller size inside or outside. I think that's personal preference. But just for a little extra security for the contents of the large pockets, I would put those inside the page protector or pocket page. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so holy smokes, there is so much that we've talked about here. The entire Passport to Adventure collection, the additional embellishment packs that go with it, the punches, the organizational products, the brochure pockets. It's such a great collection. You are definitely going to use this for so many different things. Somebody's asking about the brochure pockets, about being acid free. So when you are ever wondering, you'll want to look on the packaging for this little photo safe. Okay, so that means that it is acid free. It will not corrupt your photos. You can be sure that you can use those in your albums. Okay, so if you're ever in wonder, there's another little info piece for you today. Look for our little photo safe icon with the shutter, so that you can be 100% sure that everything you use is safe for your photos. Okay? All right. I have talked a lot today. I've got a sticker sticking on my foot. I've talked a lot today, but I hope I've given you some ideas on how you can use the Passport to Adventure album products, the brochure pockets, the simple pockets, all of that, to really help you put together your travel album, to document your travel adventures easily and quickly and without a lot of stress. Because, sometimes, of course, traveling can be stressful. Planning for traveling can be stressful. You want to relive all of the adventures with no stress. So you're going to put together your travel album with no stress. All right? Okay, I'm going to let you go for today as I'm peeling the sticker off of my shoe. But next week, I'm actually going to be putting together my January page in my 2024 This Life album. So you remember way at the back, beginning of January, we talked about my plan, my intentions for scrapbooking this year using This Life. And I promised that I would take you along for the ride. So now that we're finished up with January, I'm going to be showing you what my January pages will look like. So join me next week for that. Before I let you go, a couple of reminders. The Passport to Adventure Buy It All bundle, 10% off until February 9th. The secret box is also available only until February 9th, and it is also at a 10% discount off of the value of the content. So it's not a sale. We offer secret boxes always at that 10% off of the value of the contents. But those are only available until Friday, February 9th, and then we get together to open it 4:45 p.m. on Friday, February 9th, right before the February virtual crop. Okay. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be playing with This Life next week. The This Life Buy It All bundle, if you are still wanting to get that, has been extended. The 10% off discount has been extended until February 23rd. So you still have time to grab your Buy It All bundle of This Life and create your 2024 album. Okay. All right. Did I show my December Days album yet? You know what? It's finished. I have not had a chance to film it. It's gone out of my mind completely. And I find that because we have so many new products, as soon as we finish one project, we're on to the next one. And I'm always thinking ahead. So yes, thank you for the reminder. I do have to film that. I will try to get that filmed this weekend and posted in the Facebook group for you. And I will make a separate little post with the link in the YouTube community so you can see that. Okay. Thanks for the reminder. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for the tips. You're more than welcome. I hope that it was helpful as you think about your travel planning and your travel documentation. All right. Happy scrapping. Yes, indeed. All right, everybody. Thanks very much for joining me. Join me next week and we will do my January pages in my This Life album. So I will see you then. All right. Until then, have a great week.